One of my favorite people in the financial world of my many decades doing this, I know I don't look that old, but trust me, I'm that old. But Joe Moglia, if you think of what was done at TD Ameritrade, democratizing investing for people and giving them a chance and not treating them like idiots, it paid off handsomely for him. Now he's a best-selling author, very, very successful coach. Joe Moglia with us right now. Joe, you were saying something.
Hold it. You're talking about. In the last segment, you talked about I got to get under the wire on 2032. Now
yes.
You're talking about I don't look that. You don't look that old.
Thank you.
But you got to worry about it a little bit.
Well, no. I'm just looking after myself. I mean, I just understand. So I have a young staff, and then well, we're going to get Social Security. I would say no, you're not. You're not. But I am. But let me ask you a little bit about this environment where and people are betwixt and between how to characterize this bull market or whatever you want to call it, because it's been the most trash bull market I've seen in quite some time, and maybe rightly so. But there are a lot of people, what do I do? Should I jump in now? Should I not? You had an interesting solution.
Well, I think, for many, many, many years, the typical person that was trying to advise somebody else would say, you really can't have a good asset allocation strategy because rates are so low. It doesn't make sense. So you got to be able to do it this way, this way, and this way. And they don't really tell you what to do. They go back to what's your risk profile, how you're going to handle it, how you're going to do this. I think for the first time in 15 years, in the last year or so, I think we are specifically supposed to do something with our portfolios. We create a barbell. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with that you have one set of securities on one side and a different set of securities on the other side.
50-50.
50-50. You can get 5% plus, 5.5% by having your money in 3-month, 6-month bills.
Incredible.
No risk, 5%. How many times would we say we wouldn't mind getting 5% on our entire return for the year? The other side, if technology is the way to be, it could be anything in equities or 50% in technology. So now you have zero risk over here with 5%. The markets do well. You got half your money in technology. It should do very, very well. Plus, you get 5% over here. If the markets crack, and we don't know what's going to happen, if they crack, you only have half your money in equities, but you're still getting a guaranteed 5% over here. For the first time in a long time, that's what I think we're supposed to be doing.
Interesting. But if it's like last year, right, Joe? I mean, the technology part of that could fall 30, 40, 50%. You still got the 5%, but you've crashed that much. If it were mimicking some of the more popular tech issues and how they did last year.
You could always have a diverse equity portfolio.
Right,
it could be the S&P 500. Right? But last year, rates weren't at 5%.
True.
Right, 15 months ago, they were still around zero. So you didn't have that opportunity, and that's where I think a lot of questions come in. But right now, when I look at it, and you want to have a simple, smart strategy approach to how you want to manage your money, Neil, I think that's it.
Interesting. Let me get your take on the Fed's dilemma. I guess we'll find out a little over an hour, 15 minutes or so. That they pause, but they signal in pausing, but we still could raise rates down the road. So they kind of yank us here, but what do you make of that?
I think it confuses the typical individual investor, and even though institutional investors won't acknowledge this, I think it confuses a lot of them too. That means
they want clarity, right?
They want clarity. I think the world wants clarity.
What's clarity to you?
Okay, so first of all, clarity for a leader, I think, is critical. So if I were in charge, the first thing I want to do is make it very, very clear that we're not where we want to be yet as far as inflation goes. So therefore, we're going to go ahead right now and we're going to raise 25 basis points. I want all the bad news out of the way. Get it behind me. I don't want to pause now and say I may increase rates again later on. To me, I think that's
just rip the Band-Aid off, as you were saying, right?
I think that's crappy guidance, crappy leadership.
Yeah.
And then you also announce with that, though, at 2:30, you announce that. But if we continue to go the way we are, then next time there's a pretty good chance we are going to pause, unless the data tells us something else. That's crystal clear. And by the way, I think it's a smarter strategy.
Do you follow politics at all of this presidential race or Donald Trump and his fortunes? He's the Republican leader. I mean, does that enter into your investment equation? It's still early. What do you say?
It doesn't enter into my investment equation per se, because I think the one I just talked about, 50-50, is a pretty solid, simple way to go. One of the big things in my life that I feel really strongly about, in terms of my personal life, whether it was my business life on Wall Street or football, it's leadership. And leadership is very simply taking responsibility for yourself. You treat others with dignity and respect, and you recognize you're going to live with the consequences of your actions. I have never found we have never found our own country, I think, more divided than what we are today. Yeah. And that's because I think of lack of leadership. One side hates the other side. If you come up with a good idea, the other side wants to kill it. No individual group is taking responsibility for whatever issues they've got. And to me, that's a very, very significant issue. It's a leadership problem, not so much an investment problem. It's a leadership problem, but I think it's true for our entire country, especially in an environment where I think the geopolitical tension is as serious as I've seen it, maybe since like the Cuban Missile Crisis. So it's a lack of leadership that's troubling me, and the dividedness within our country that's troubling me.
Do you want to see a Republican in the White House?
I want to see the right person in the White House. I want to see somebody who's going to step up, take responsibility for themselves, and treat others with dignity and respect. I'm not sure.
And then you wake up.
And then you wake up.
Right.
Then you wake up. So right now, I don't know if that's what we've got now.
I want to get your sense of the banking industry here, because an argument for the Fed going slow on raising rates more is banks. And that given the regional and small banks that had troubles, that could widen if rates still go up. The big money center banks would also be affected. And then we'd have this back and forth and leadership potential changes and angst at places like Goldman Sachs, and a change of command pretty soon at Morgan Stanley. Are you worried for the financial sector?
Well, I am a little bit, yeah. I think the biggest, first of all, you stick with the banks. The FDIC still needs to step up and get a couple things done. So they got to do a better job with regard to their leadership, because right now there's a lack of clarity between what the chairman of the Fed said a while ago and Janet Yellen said a while ago. So we don't need that in our country. We need clarity. Go back to clarity.
Does the FDIC need to make it limitless how much you insure deposits?
I don't know if I go limitless, but I'd go from 250. By the way, most of America is at 250,000.
Right.
So this is not bothering the majority of our country. But if you've got some money, I think you go to 250,000 to 5 million. With the 5 million, you got to raise the insurance on that. And by the way, if you're going to go,
but then the big money center banks are the ones paying that for the guys who are providing that too, right?
And they will somehow get that cost over to the consumer. So if you've got $3 trillion in assets,
it's not a free gift.
No, it's not a free. It never is.
Yeah,
if you're the business, whether you're a bank, whether you're a drugstore, if your prices go up, if your costs go up, you figure out a way to increase your prices somehow to be able to do that. And if you have a $1 trillion balance sheet, it doesn't take a lot of it doesn't take that much creativity to figure out how to increase things by 25 basis points. You got your costs covered. By the way, I think individuals should take some responsibility too. So whether or not 5 million is the right number or not, if you want to go more than 5 million, you either go around to you don't have it over 5 million. You either go around to different banks, or you have the right to be able to pay an insurance premium yourself. So I want to be covered X amount of dollars for each $1 million.
Like people who cover themselves for hurricanes or insurance beyond what is the typical.
Yeah. So you got the government stepping up, you got the bank stepping up, and you got individuals that have the money not being given a total free gravy train.
There's always a wild card. They always call it a black swan event we didn't see coming, that in retrospect we should have seen coming. You were talking about what's going on with China and where the world is. What keeps you up at night?
I think what you just said. I think in terms of the geopolitical situation that we've had, I think that's just growing and I think getting more intense is the one that keeps me up at night. It used to be terrorism, and now we don't even reference terrorism. We just have all these issues that are going on in a time when we're not as united as we should be. I think if I'm looking at the markets or the banking industry, which is what we spent a lot of time talking about, I am concerned of what may happen in commercial real estate.
Finally, I know everything about you is Coastal Carolina University, the head football coach. But I think you'd have to admit that this is Clemson's year, don't you?
I'm rooting for Clemson. By the way, one of the guys on my team, his name is Neil Putnam. His brother was a 4-year starter for Clemson at guard.
All right, my son goes there. Only kid, but you're widely respected in that field as well. Joe Moglia, thank you very much. Start stating more often what's on your mind, because it's hard to tell.
Clarity.
Clarity. I like that, clarity. We need a lot more of that, my friend.